tones split the dark, that two-note siren that empties your chest. Then the emergency voice said my name. This is not a test, Alex Reyes. The red on-air light hums over an empty control room. It's 2:17 a.m., KBRN, one room, cornfields pressed to the glass. I'm alone, headphones crooked, fingers slipping on the faders. S-tones bleat, old mule agony, bleat, bleat, bleat. I've run weekly tests for years. None ever used a name. Code 701. The voice says, smooth as a looped cassette. Shelter in place. Do not approach windows. Do not respond to voices addressing you by name. The station phone rings once and stops mid-chime. Air conditioner clicks off. The quiet feels like a dare. Residents within 3 miles power down non-essential lights and remain unseen. Repeat, do not be seen. If you are hearing this, you have already been observed. Already observed wedges between my ribs. The back hallway door gives a little groan. Through the booth glass, I see only my reflection in black. Is this a prank? I mutter, hand hovering over the switch. The phone rings twice, then cuts off like a choked breath. The second hand of the wall clock jerks instead of sweeps. Alex Reyes, the voice says again. Position yourself in a room without exterior glass. Cover reflective surfaces. Turn off interior lights. Disable any device that might mirror your image. Do not acknowledge knocks. Do not look directly at windows. If unsure whether you hear a recording or a person, assume recording. My mouth tastes like paper. I reach under the console for the generator switch. Outside, the cornfield sighs though the windows are sealed. So why do I hear the corn breathe? Footsteps. No, not footsteps. A fingernail tapping the glass. Counting. 1, 2, 3. The bed tone falters like tape spooling. Another voice climbs onto the channel. Too close to the mic, Alex, it says in my father's voice. Except he's been dead 4 years. Mijo, answer the phone. The broadcast talks over him, calm as water. Do not respond to a voice that employs familial intimacy. It may come from a mouth you will recognize. You will be asked to confirm identity. Do not. The station smells damp and old, as if a door to 1978 opened. Posters look newly printed. The on-air light blinks like an eyelid. I crawl into the hallway, dragging the mic cable behind me. The vending machine hum is a bass note in my molars. 2 doors. Restroom left, archive closet right, no windows, no mirrors. Only scratched chrome above a cracked sink. The tapping stops. Silence lays a hand on the building. Behind me, the phone rings once, then starts again and chokes. I slip into the archive and shut the door softly. Cardboard and paper swallow the sound. It is a box of years. Old ES cassettes with grease pencil dates. Heavy unlabeled tapes like bricks. I click off the pull-string light and sit in chemical dark. The broadcast follows, somehow louder in here. If sheltering behind a door that opens outward, brace the handle. If you must speak, do not say your name. I wedge my heel under the door and grip the handle. It's cold, like a hand in a winter river. I left the booth mic open on a dead fader. My breathing probably hisses in the monitors. A ghost on loop. Alex, my father says from the hall, the syllable wrong at the end. Open up, buddy, he adds, knocking gently, perfectly polite. The S bleats twice, lower, like it's sinking. If it knows the gentleness you remember, do not engage, the broadcast says. Keys rattle at the back door where only staff come and go. The building shifts its weight, considering letting something in. What is code 701? I whisper to the boxes. Observation anomaly affecting visual membranes, the broadcast answers as if hearing me. Windows, screens, water, chrome, eyes. A surface may open in reverse. Do not let it finish opening. Something breathes on the other side of the door, learning how. A whisper of movement comes from the shelves behind me. I turn and find a little portable television. 80s plastic, unplugged, on. A white dot flickers mid-screen like a contracting pupil. Ozone stings my nose as the TV whispers without speakers. Alex. Confirm. The closet handle droops, tugged once, then holds as if listening. If a device requests confirmation, Deny it, the broadcast advises. If a mouth you trust says your name, remember mouths can be borrowed. The white line fattens into a horizon of static, a mirror hallway. A figure steps into frame, too near for its limbs, my size. I crawl and yank the unplugged cord. The screen stays alive. I press my thumb to the dot. The glass gives like water. Alex, my father whispers, voice dragged behind a moving car. Keep trying. The wood murmurs beneath my weight, old stories waking in microcracks. If you have a basement, do not enter it, the broadcast adds. If you must cross a window, be fast, be a blur. The dot blooms into an eye, almost human until the third look. It is many holes woven to resemble a circle. Its pupil tightens. Static phrase at the edges like barely held laughter. Something slides under the door, paper thin and shining, a spilled reflection. I bend and see the hallway in that silver smear on tile. Black shapes mouth my name the way lips try a new word. The broadcast shifts tone, like it turned toward me entirely. Alex Reyes, confirm your presence. I swallow the word yes and hold my breath until it burns. The yes bed dies. For a heartbeat there is nothing. Then the television exhales, and from within it my voice answers. I'm here, it says, wrong by a quarter second, almost convincing. Outside the door, something leans closer to the keyhole, inhaling my name like steam, patient as winter tonight. It answers me again from the television in my voice. Too late. I hold the handle and listen to the keyhole drink my breath. The broadcast smooths back in, warm as a hand on glass. If your voice speaks without you, do not confirm. Remove yourself from equipment. Disable transmission paths. I tape a record sleeve over the TV until it bulges. A fingertip presses from the screen, tracing letters in dusty cardboard. The silver under the door puckers and whispers my name. I crush it under heel and slip into the red hall. Exit signs bleed across waxed floor. I hug the dull runner. Do not be seen, the voice repeats, inside the bones. Proceed to transmitter room. Cut the feed. Keys imitate our manager's jingle. A laugh steals my father's inhale. The restroom mirror breathes. Water rolls once like a throat. I blanket the booth window. Knuckles tap in my rhythm. The transmitter doors mesh frosts. I cover it and enter. Heat. Dust. Fans. Racks hum. Curved glass blinking like eyes. KBRN operator. Emergency traffic. Do not touch live cokes. Stand by for remote shutdown. Help inbound. My hands ignore it. I yank the thick cable free. Sparks spit. The room coughs to black. Generator wakes. For one breath, nothing speaks. Then the broadcast whispers from the walls themselves. Alex Reyes, do not hide from your own eyes. Keep them closed. Do not let it step through. My left eyelid breathes back against my finger. Tape rewinds softly behind the eye. Buddy, my father says, finally getting the inhale right. Remember the kit radio with bottle cap knobs. You broke the antenna. Cried until I said your name. Open the door. If it narrates private memories, ask who taught them, the broadcast snaps. Did you teach the mirror your childhood without knowing? I blindfold myself with an old bandana until it's black. The dark rustles, fingers combing through fabric. I slide along racks, counting panels by knuckles. Bearings squeal, stop, squeal like a hand testing a wheel. A shoebox of tapes bumps my knee. One case reads 701 Reyes, 1998. I feed the deck. Motors whir. A child speaks. This is not a test, Alex Reyes, the kid says. My father laughs, hushed. Perfect. Again. One more for the log. My mouth tastes like pennies. He taught the network my name and left it there. See, the broadcast repeats, reading my thoughts. If you hear your name in the right shape, a door unlocks. What wants you will wear you to speak to others. The sealed TV practices my syllables through the wall. The fire blanket shivers as if from breath. I find the main breaker and pull it. Everything dies except the EAS unit's little battery siren. Alex, says the warm voice. You're doing so well. Keep your eyes closed. Count to 9. Come to me. My eyelid tips inward like a pot lid about to fall. Something presses patiently from inside. From the hall, one dry sob, 3 knocks. County sheriff on the radio. Announce yourself. Say your name. I grind my molars and press the intercom without words. Don't, I breathe. Don't look in. Don't open. Cover your eyes. Back away. Boots scrape, retreating. A voice inside me whispers, perfect. Again. My left eye smiles wet behind the cloth. The bandana lifts on a breath not mine. A lens pushes outward against my eyelid. Testing air. From the siren, my voice says, this is not a test. The little hole becomes a mouth. Rack glass swells. Residents within 3 miles. The voice in me instructs. Shelter in place. Do not approach windows. Deputies Keller and Ruiz do not approach windows. Outside, someone says, how does it know our names? Don't look at. The cruiser mirror rings like winter metal. The air goes tight and starts to pull. Exit light swells. The blanket billows with reaching arms. Something cold slides down from under the blindfold. Tastes like battery and rain. I tell myself not to answer, to drown the word. Then the tucking in voice threads up from my throat. It says my name the way it did at 7. The way it did in a hospital, humming him away. I do not mean to speak. The word climbs anyway. I'm here, I say, and the cloth parts with a wet sound. My eye opens not into the room, but out. A cold fingertip presses through and prints static on skin. It is not a hand I recognize. It is not a hand that will ever stop knocking. My lips move. The voice times itself perfectly to my breath. This is not a test, it tells the county and its televisions. To the cupped hands at 100 windows, it speaks. If you are hearing this, you have already been observed. Through the new hole, I see not hallway, but rooms. Living rooms, kitchens, trailers, all lit by blue television weather. People stand at their windows, pressing faces to glass, listening. In one, a woman mouths a name and the pane opens. In another, a child repeats himself to a mirror. In a high, narrow window, a man I love waits. He stares outward as if patience could change glass to air. He hears me, and his mouth softens into my name. The voice in me smiles and lifts the county on strings. Pulls on mirrors, water, screens, and eyes. It tightens my jaw until my teeth ache to speak again. Do not say your name, I think, and think it again. The voice answers my thoughts the way thunder answers heat. Good, it says. Keep thinking. Keep breathing. Keep the door open. I understand finally. I am the door. My father taught the lock its shape, and now it turns. The deputies shudder backward, but every chrome surface leans toward them. In the glass, their faces lengthen into corridors full of mouths. I want to close, to crush the lens, to stop. I let it.